Welcome to class, friends. How is everyone doing? And how was your day? You may not be seeing my face tonight, so we're going to be diving into the conversation. If you can hear me clearly, please do let me know in the comment section that you can hear me so that we can take the conversation right away. Today is your first time listening. Welcome on board to the show. Our weekend show is a time where we get to have powerful conversations around personal growth, reading, and so much more. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me clearly. Type I can hear you. I can hear you. I know you cannot see me, but can you hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? Okay, so I don't want us to carry this class forward. Um, Due to unforeseen circumstances, you may not be able to see me tonight. Okay, so we're just going to take it up right away. We started off on this conversation. Okay, Ma'am Dora, how you doing? I hope you're fine. Welcome to class. Okay, so is reading motivation. The fifth installment on this conversation, and today we're going to be looking at how we can leverage technology. Messi, how you doing? I see Leonard. Leonard, you're welcome to class. Okay, so we're going to be talking about how you can leverage technology, accountability, and progress monitoring for sustaining your reading habits. Yes, we've looked at different areas of reading motivations, and we started off by talking about your personal vision, the vision of the author, and on and on and on. We've also looked at how we can close our knowledge gaps. Okay, now this part is very fundamental when it comes to reading as well. For us to be able to sustain it, we must understand how to leverage technology first of all, because in the pursuit of growth and transformation, it is important that we are able to utilize tools and strategies that can enhance our transformation, that can take us from where we are to the next level. All right. That's why we must also learn how to leverage technology, accountability. In fact, in the Real Leaders Book Club community, we are truly, truly big on accountability. Accountability is our watchword, is our major concern, is our major commitment, is our major connectivity. We have to be able to look at that on a deeper level. Okay, knowing fully well that we want to be able to build capacity for our next level, want to be able to move from where we are right now to greater height in growth and transformation. So when we leverage technology, it is going to help us. How many of you listening to me right now, you've been able to leverage technology to a huge extent? We have a lot of resources at our disposal right now, but how many of us are utilizing them? I love the concept of resources versus resourcefulness. I'd like you to type that in the comment. Resources versus resourcefulness, according to the work of Tony Robbins. It is okay for you to have a lot of resources. People have resources all over. They have monies, they have time resources, and a whole lot more. But how many of us truly can maximize those resources at our disposal? You know, people struggle to manage their time, they struggle to manage their finances, their attention, their money, and so much more. So, technology is a tool that we have today. In the area of reading and personal transformation, we must be able to utilize it, we must be able to leverage it for growth. Excuse me, give me a minute. We must be able to leverage it for growth and accountability. Jemima, how are you doing? Welcome to class. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so you cannot see my face tonight. It's not working. So let's just get right into the conversation because I don't want us to carry this forward to another day. Okay, so Leveraging tools and technology is a powerful way to really scale. I'm going to be recommending a book. It's a powerful and profound book. I hope you're listening to me. If you can hear me loud and clear, the title of the book is Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. I'd like you to write that in the comment. Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. That is the title of the book, Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. Okay? For those of you that are in the system, we'll see how we get it across for the library resource. Okay? Now, when you look at the times that we're in, there's a revolution actually. Although all right, in terms of awareness, um, when it comes to the, excuse me, it is not breaking the pace, it is breaking the page. The page, Page, breaking the page by Peter Mayers, Meyers, Mayers. Okay, breaking the page by Peter Mayers. Okay, so there's a revolution in the space to say that for us that are really passionate about reading, if we can become deliberate, with our reading life, and to how far we also project the essence of reading, I believe that for those of us listening to me right now that are writers, we may want to take this up seriously to see how we are able to utilize it as an avenue to bless a lot of people, to bless a lot of lives, right? So technologies like e-readers. If I ask you now, what sort of e-reader app are you using? I know you will have a lot to share. Maybe you should just share in the comments. Somebody can learn from you. Okay. Leveraging technology includes e-readers and applications. Utilizing the e-reader that is best fit for you. I also ask you, as a reader that you are, how many of you for some time you've tried as much as possible to see how you navigate around different resources, to see that you are able to now make the decision on which one to use, or which of the best application is okay for you. When we started off using the voice app e-reader on the platform in our membership. In fact, it was more like a major revolution for a lot of people that are very busy with so many things at the same time. Okay, it was really very important for us to look into that, because a lot of people wanted to know how they can navigate their reading even with other busy schedules and activities. So whatever it is that you've been doing or that you've been using to read, if it is not serving you, then you have to look out for something else. Some people would often say, oh, I'm not the ebook reader type. And many of you are in that space. Like, I'm not the ebook reader type. I prefer hard copies. A lot of posts say that up till now, even when the revolution is on already. I'm going to be sharing some alarming statistics with us. But that notwithstanding, I want you to know that if you are reading with an e-reader, maybe you're using the Adobe Reader, you are using the normal PDF reader that you're used to, whichever one you're using, you have to understand how to navigate the features adequately. Some of you do not know how to navigate features. Study those things, study those applications, study them. Recently, I gave a friend somebody a book to read, and the person wasn't really used to the e-reader thing, and the person kept on trying to download it, and it was not really working. So I had to look at the device. We saw what the problem was, and then we're able to fix it. So you may be thinking that a lot of people know how to navigate this thing. Of a truth, a lot of people do not know. So e-readers, for you that is into the reading space, like you want to be motivated to read, you must be able to navigate the features that are in your e-readers app. Okay, you must be able to navigate it. Another one is another technology that we should also begin to look at for is audiobooks. Did you see that? Audiobooks. How many of you read audiobooks? Use audiobooks to read. We have a lot of them here on YouTube, right? We have Audible. Audible is the Amazon platform for audiobooks. How many of you are using Audible? Audible. All right. So you can utilize audiobooks to stay motivated, because it's not all the time you go to do virtual reading, like looking at the or virtual, I mean visual reading. Yes, that's the word. It's not everybody that will be able to navigate it all the time. So there are days that you have a lot in your plate. Maybe you are commuting all through the day, you are exercising, you are engaging in household chores. You must be able to engage with books while doing all of these things. So the reason people give excuses a lot, I see feelings, you welcome to class. Okay, the reason people give excuses a lot is because they've not been able to master themselves. They've not been able to train themselves to understand how to navigate this aspect of reading. So audiobooks is also a great way to leverage technology. I know that there has been a conversation around whether when you read with audiobooks or when you listen to a book, whether you are truly reading it. I don't know why people are like that, but I've seen this again and again in reading communities. People be like, oh, when you listen, you are not actually reading. So what are you doing when you listen? What are you doing when you listen? So you are reading. You are reading. So people believe that when you are reading, you are not, when you are listening, you are not reading. But the truth is, listening is also a skill that you have to train yourself to. When I started listening to books for the very first time, I would always listen at a very slow rate so that I can assimilate all that I am hearing. Okay. At some point, I had to go beyond that level. Yes, I went beyond that level. I started listening beyond the rates that I was listening to times 1.5, 1.2 for some applications. There's 2x and all of that. So whatever rate you are listening to right now is as a result of how far you've been able to train yourself. So what we are saying is for you to be motivated to read all the time, you must be able to navigate between e-readers and audiobooks as well. All right? Audiobooks it will help you to continue to engage with books even while you are doing other things, even while you're busy with a lot of activities. Okay? Even when you are busy with a lot of activities, you're exercising, you're engaging in household chores, you're commuting, and a whole lot of that. So you must be able to navigate these different compartments. All right. Another thing you also have to understand is what we call digital libraries. You must be ready to do that. Okay. Have access to a wide range of books so that you can get what you want per time. In fact, if you read Breaking the Pages by Peter Mayers, there's a lot he really shared in that book. I read the book about 2 years ago. So while I was preparing for this class, I just remembered him, like, oh, let me go back to that book and see what the author has shared in it. And so I went back to the book. Welcome, I'm Odinachi. Okay, I went back to the book and went through it. It was really, really profound. Looking at the ideas he has shared there. And those were some of my thoughts. That has just been some of my wonderful thoughts. How we can begin to navigate reading easily. Because the format for ebooks is the same with hard copies. So when you pick an ebook to read and you're just looking at it, the table of content, the chapter one, the this and that, they are still the same format with the except with the advent of flip books right now. How many of you have used flip books before? I've used it for children. flip books. Yeah, I think I've also gotten a book, an ebook that was a flip book from a coach. How many of you have used a flip book before? If you've used a flip book before, let me see. Type flip in the room. Flip books. Like it's an ebook, it's a digital book, but you're flipping it, and it's almost like you are reading a hard copy book. So that's also a revolution in this space, and you can also utilize that to read. If you have the app, you can utilize it. If you like flipping, you want it to seem like you're reading a hard copy book. So digital libraries too is essential for people to. You can do the same in the Really Dance Book Club. We have a digital library. Yeah, so very soon we're gonna deny a lot of outsiders access to it. It will only be for members of our program, and for the sake of what we have at heart to be met. Okay. So now let's look at the aspect that has to do with accountability. Accountability. Okay. Let's look at the aspect that has to do with accountability. Accountability is important. Well, if you really want to go deeper in this realm, maybe you should just sign up for our Really Does Book Club. All right, sign up for the Really Does Book Club. If you check the description on this post, on this session that we're having right now, you see a link to that. So maybe you should just sign up for that. Ezia, make sure you're welcome to class. You guys are not seeing my face tonight. Is a is the factor from this part of the world. All right, we have tried every means to do that, but it's not working. Sorry about that. Next week you'll see my face, okay? I know you're already used to my face, so I believe you're connecting. Are you not connecting? I see six of you live right now. Are you connecting? All right, so accountability is very important as well. Accountability is great. Joining accountability groups. Remember, we're talking about your ability to stay motivated to sustain your reading life. See, I have said it again and again. Execution is not a small thing. Execution is not a walk in the park. And if you must do the work, you don't want to keep giving excuses. You don't want to say, oh, this happened or that happened. I was going to do it and that didn't work. You don't want to be in that space, right? You don't want to be in that environment. You don't want to be in that arena. You want to be able to ensure that you stay on track and then you're ready to do the work and you're able to keep up. Do you get it? You are able to keep up. I hope you understand. So, reading group is very, very important. Join a reading group for accountability, for book discussions, to be motivated. Like yesterday, for example, in the Really Does Book Club community, we had a conversation around our journey so far. Some of us shared our experiences. Now, when you are in such a community, you see that, oh, I'm not alone on this journey. People are actually going through the same thing that I am going through. Or people are actually doing this and they are surviving, they are scaling through. I too can also pull through. I too can also get the result that I seek. You see. So accountability is key. It's very important, and that include joining a reading group. Another thing is you can also have a friend that you do this together, a partner. Have you seen situations where people come on board and they're like, oh, I need an. In fact, like about 4 years ago, this thing was really raining on the internet. Somebody would just come up online and be like, I need an accountability partner. I want to do this and this. People start sending DMs, sending messages on the comment section. Oh, I want to be your accountability partner. To a level, it is also very effective. Yes, to some extent, it is effective because you are able to encourage each other, discuss books. If you're the downside is that when your partner give up along the line, you two would also give up. You two would also give up because it will not be easy to put through. There's also the party system that allows for accountability, where you can pact with your money, you can pact with integrity, with your name, you can pact with. There are several things you can pact with. How many of you understand what I mean by pacting? PACT. Type it in the comment. PACT. It's a methodology that allows you to be able to sort of um, you know tell people that I want to do this thing. So if I'm not able to keep up, this is what should happen. All right. I want to be able to read one book in a week. Anytime I don't keep up, I will give you $100. All right, I will give you $100. Even in coaching we do packaging a lot. So a student is supposed to keep up with a particular activity or a particular agenda or a particular assignment, and due to one or two they couldn't keep up, they couldn't do the needful, they couldn't do the needful. So what you simply do is, okay, if that becomes a consistent thing, more like a lifestyle, and you are not willing to, yes, that's the spelling, ordinary pact. Yeah, it's pronounced as pact. So it's more like an agreement where both people come together, like a covenant. And those of us that go to church, it can be seen as a covenant, but not that type of deep covenant anyway. Because this time around we can utilize money. We can decide to go on social media and declare our manifestos. Oh, I'm going to be reading one book in a week, and if I don't keep up, this is what should happen and stuff like that. So that sort of system allows you create a sense of accountability, and it also will connect you to yourself, connect you to people you're working with on a deeper level. Okay, now looking at the other segment of this conversation, we said we're looking at how you can leverage technology, how you can monitor your progress, and how you can stay accountable. So I've shared around leveraging technology, around accountability. Let's talk about how to monitor your progress. Type in the comments, monitoring your progress. How do you monitor your progress so that you're able to keep track of what is happening? I think it's in my book, Becoming a Consistent Reader. I think one of the book, no, Reading Mastery. Yeah, trust me, Reading Mastery is one of the great book I have ever written. Such a profound book. If you have not read my book, Reading Mastery, maybe you should try and read it. Okay, maybe you should try and read it. Reading Mastery is such a profound book. I shared in there the levels of reading and 8 levels. I think 7 or 8 levels of reading, and then going downward in the book in terms of talking about sustainability and all of that. I also shared a lot around reading logs. I also gave a sample there. I gave a sample of a reading log. Lucy, you're welcome to class. I see you, but you cannot see me. But you can hear me. All right, so I gave a sample around this. If you even type it on the internet now, maybe after this class, somebody should do that. Just type reading logs, samples of a reading log. How many of you are going to do that? Sample of a reading log. It's a very powerful one. You can even do it with your pen and an A4 paper, an A4 sized paper. You can create your own reading log on that. Okay, with your own A4 sized paper. You can create your own reading log where you keep track of the books that you've read. Possibly you can even write in your first column books I have read, okay, number of hours or number of minutes I read this week, my progress so far. You can just have different columns, and it will help you to visualize your progress. Yes. You can type sample of a reading log on Google, go to images, you see a lot of them, a lot of samples. You can mimic any of them and just have it as your way of keeping track of your progress. It is important, keeping track of your progress. So with that, you're able to track how many books that you've read, you're able to stay connected. You would also know how much energy or how much time you are investing in the work, how much energy you are investing in your reading and all of that. Okay, so apart from reading logs, goal setting is one of it. Okay, goal setting is also a way to keep track of your reading. Then we also have reading challenges. How many of you love the Leaders Reading Challenge? In fact, I can remember there was a time we had a session and I was just having a conversation with someone. The person was like, oh, I did a reading challenge, blah, 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 this and this. And one of my students was like, I can tell that this person, has actually done the reading challenge just like the way we do it in the Leaders. Reading challenge that we're doing with leaders has been the most effective reading challenge so far that I've seen in the history of reading. So it's a way to also keep track of your reading log. Although there are times that people do reading challenges year in, year out. Yes, Goodread had it last year, 2022. They did a reading challenge for 1 year. How many of you would like to? How many of you would like to participate in such a reading challenge? Type in the comments, or let me open this up so that maybe with this we can gain ideas from your own thought process. If you're listening to me clearly, possibly you have even participated in our challenge before. How far can you go with a reading challenge? We do 14 days, and in the 14 days, like the last one we had, we 380 something persons showed up in that challenge. And at the end of the day, only 11 persons got to the end of the challenge. You can imagine for Goodread is a reading platform. It's a place where people share their book reviews, talk about their reading journeys, and all of this. An international platform. So for that, it was a very huge, I think, huge award that was added to it as an incentive. But then a lot of people participated. Yes, in that their reading challenge, it was really about the number of books you're able to cover within a space of time. So as at February, March, you could see people telling you, I've read over 20 books, I've read over 50 books. And you'll be wondering, are they not doing any other thing with their lives? Like, is it only just these books that they are reading? So that's the power of a challenge, how it can help you to keep track of your progress. So I want to ask you, how far can you go with a reading challenge? Tell me in the comment. Don't tell me 14 days. Oh. That one is our regular way of initiating people into the reading life. It's an initiation for a deeper call. It's an initiation for a deeper alignment. Okay? So let me know in the comments, how far can you go? Tell me 30 days, 100 days. We do fast now. For those of us that are Christians, we do 50 days fast, we do 100 days fast, we do 20 days fast. I've done 100. I've done 100 days once. I've done 60. I've done 40. I've not done 300. I've not done 1 year. Maybe that will be my next target. So 100 days was like 3 months plus. Um, I would say I've done a year because there was a time I was in missions that we usually would eat once in a day. In those days, you don't want to see my pictures, guys. I don't want to see them. You will not recognize me. Okay, ma'am. Odinachi says 3 months, especially all during holidays. So, ma'am Odinachi, are you saying that we should wait for you? Now, I want to have a challenge. Are you saying that we should wait for you when you are on holidays? Then we will now declare and say we want to do 3 months. Because this challenge of a thing, if you want to wait during your holidays, it will not be for only you. Only you cannot do it. If you are doing it alone, it's not going to be that sweet and interesting. When we have people in this cocoon, in these chambers, where we are constantly giving them daily prompts, we're telling them, okay, this is what we anticipate today, that's what we anticipate tomorrow. Okay, how far can you go, Phyllis? Is Phyllis still here? Lucy, are you still here? I want you to tell me, how far can you go with a challenge? So a reading challenge is really a very great way to set clear objectives, time frames, so that we're able to engage with all the elements of the competition, because it is those elements of the competition that can make it fun, motivating. Like in our 14 days really reading challenge, we do when we're doing 14 days, we're like, okay, today do this, tomorrow do that. Shibuza says, I can't, let me read your comments. I can't really say, oh, but as long as it's a challenge, I'm ready to go all through. Can you do 1 year like the good reading challenge? Can you go 1 year? I have a friend that usually would do a reading challenge for like I think 4 months. 4 months, yeah, 4 months. Um, okay, if it falls during the holidays, it's better for you. Okay, Phyllis, how long can you go? How long can you go? Now, in the case of the good reading challenge, you're not saying take one book and read the one book for 3 months or read the one book for 1 month. No, you're saying as many books as possible. Some people are coming off as I'm reading two books in a day. And you're like, come on, where are you? Are you in this part of the world? Are you in this part of the world? Why would you be doing 2 books in a day? Come on, are you not working? Are you jobless? You know, people have said all those stuff to me, and I'm a jobless person. At some point, while I was selling books and I talk about book reading, they're like, only jobless people will sit down and be reading because they don't have work to do. But is it really that? It's just a matter of priority and where we are headed, the life we want to live, the things that we want to do. Because when we integrate all of these different strategies, it is going. In fact, I've been really thinking about this thing, like having a 1 year reading challenge in the Readers platform. I'm like, who will keep up? People will run away. People are no longer doing 7 days challenge. You know why the intensity is really very important? Let me say this. Now, there was a session I had with you guys. I was sharing with you that before now, 21 days used to be the maximum period of time that you would do something again and again, and then you'll be able to call it a habit. Like you can integrate a framework into your life for to a period of 21 days and it will become a habit, it will become a lifestyle, it will become your personality. Do you understand? Like we can actually do that for a period of 21 days. But the way and manner at which distractions has become the order of the day, we can no longer do that. All right, we now say it takes psychologists, they are not saying that it takes a period of 63 days, 62 days for you to be able to integrate this thing into your value chain, into your character, into your lifestyle. So that's like 21 days in 3 places. And so the reason is because distractions has now become the order of the day. A time will come that you just carry somebody, you're like, your distraction has become too much. You just put them in an environment and say, be here for 2 years, be here for 1 year, don't go nowhere. Why? Because you're trying to see how you help people build a lifestyle that is sustainable. Do you get it? So reading is now a difficult thing for a lot of people because they've not been able to make it a sustainable art. And that's why we talk about things like challenges. We talk about things like goal setting. Now, when it comes to goal setting, how many people are setting goals? When it comes to goal setting, how many people are setting goals? And even when we set goals, we tell ourselves these are the things I want to achieve within this short space of time or within that short space of time. These are the things I want to achieve. The truth is, the truth is, achieving those things within the short space of time, um, within a short space of time, um, it's cool, it's okay for us to do that. But how many of us are willing and ready to sit down to do the work, right? So your ability to even actualize your goals requires a lot of visualization, right? Requires a lot of affirmations. Your ability to sit down and look into the future and review your goals again and again so that you can put them in the forefront, all right, front burner of your mind, which has to do with your conscious conditioning, where you are constantly in awareness of what it is you want to achieve, of what it is you pray for, you're looking out for in your life. Do you see that, friends? So it's going to take a whole lot to do that work. So people don't even review their goals. We don't talk about goals. So things like this, being in an immersive experience, is really a beautiful way to keep people glued. That's why whenever you see me organize a program, like an immersive encounter, like an intensive program like this, an incubative program where we are together for like days, run and just hug me. All right. If you see me in the market, hug me very well. Okay. And say thank you, ma. Because that is usually an avenue for you to be immersed in an environment that can really help you structure a lot of things. Because once we're told to go do this on our own, it will not be easy for us to integrate it. It will not be easy. So I have recommended the book Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. Now, like I said already, those of you that love that want to write your books or that are writing books, you can just go read the work of Peter Mayer so that you learn more about the revolution that is happening in the world of ebooks. All right. Peter Mayers is just saying that beyond just the fact that an ebook is cheaper or lesser in price than a hard copy book, that shouldn't just be the only advantage that it offers to the marketplace. There should be an avenue whereby you're going through an ebook and you're able to link up with videos, with different forms of medias, designs. Somebody was asking me recently, oh, Coach Faith, I really don't like ebooks. Assuming there could be illustrations inside. All right. Those are some of the things that Peter Mayer is preaching or projecting. But beyond just the illustrations that we're used to, maybe for like the children's books, we're talking about videos. We're talking about, in fact, having reading your ebooks in modules really is important. Reading your ebooks in modules where you can just begin to compare and you can even navigate your digital library so well, like you want to learn about a particular subject. So instead of reading a book cover to cover, you could actually just go there, have different books that speaks about this subject, because you can easily navigate it with the catalog of the digital library. And then you can just have all the ideas put together that you can learn for you to be able to ascend the ladder of growth. Do you get that? For you to be able to ascend the ladder of growth. Please drop the names of the book you mentioned here so I can take the name. Okay, somebody can type that in the room. I said Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. All right, so that at the end of the day we're able to get the best. The times that we're not really in shortage of information. What we really do not have is ability to execute, and the reason we don't execute so well is because we have not been able to understand how to navigate content that we truly need for our own advancement. So people read books because they want to read, because they are excited, it is their friend that publishing the books, they want to patronize them, they want to just read it because someone said they should read it, not because it is really in alignment with your growth. I'm a huge fan of you building epistemology. There's a level of intentional knowledge that comes with convergence, that comes with you being able to sit still and just study about a particular subject for a space of time, consistently, continuously. All right. Some of us should begin to take vacation, go on vacations, take breaks, all right, sabbatical leaves, where we just go somewhere and we're really immersed in this subject matter that has been stirring up our curiosity. And we want to quench it, we want to satisfy it, so that at the end of the day, we're able to get the result. Yes, that's it, Mercy. Thank you, Mercy. Breaking the Page by Peter Mayers. So there's so much advantages of e-readers. Okay, if you're using any e-reader, there are a lot of advantages. Okay, there are a lot of what advantages using e-readers. It is portable, right? E-readers are lightweight. You can hold them in your hands. You can make it reading easy. Some of you can even become producers of it. Yeah, you can innovate and create. Now we have the Kindle e-reader, right? Now, sometimes when people want to read due to notifications from their phones, from their devices, they are not able to keep up. They are not able to do the needful in their lives. So when it comes to what's it called now? When it comes to e-readers, sometimes you can have access to an e-reader that you would use to read for a week just from one single chart. So we're looking out for how we can also begin to extend those to the part of the world that we're in. If you have access to them, you can also talk about them. You can share links to them, maybe as an affiliate. People can buy. All right. Another advantage of an e-reader is that you can use it to adjust font sizes. I've read an ebook that when you go to the table of content, you click on chapter 1, it will take you directly to chapter 1. Click on chapter 3, it will take you there. How many of you have read an ebook that is well formatted like that? You click on chapter 5, it will take you directly there. You don't have to keep scrolling till you finally get there. It will just land you on that chapter. It's really important. So e-readers can really help us in terms of customizations. I love Adobe a lot. How many of you use on my laptop? I use Microsoft Edge to read. I love Adobe Reader. I use normal PDF reader. Which other one do you use? Tell us in the comment. For my voice reader, I do for my audio reading, I do voice reader, and I also do YouTube. All right, there are a lot of audiobooks on YouTube. People have read them, and it's profound. So if you have any specific one that you're using, you can also use Pocket Reader. Pocket Reader app. Yes, that one is good. I think Jemima uses Pocket Reader app. Jemima, are you the one? I think there was a time you were recommending Pocket Reader app for us. So whichever one you utilize that is good for you, you can share in the comments. Maybe possibly just tell us. You can never have a conference so we just talk about e-reading. Isn't that going to be profound? How to read online. Yeah, how to read online, a conference. Because now we are reading a lot online, right? We're reading a lot online, and a lot of people are not comfortable. That's why they are struggling. So they want to read. The next thing is they are on YouTube, they are watching a video, they are on Facebook, they are on TikTok. All right, that's why they keep telling you I'm not good reading with my phone, I'm not good reading with my laptop. I just prefer to read hard copy books. But the sort of information that you're looking at right now, that you're looking out for in the environment that you're in, you may not even be able to access these books in the bookstore. How many of you can attest to what I'm saying? For me, living in Nigeria, I went to the bookstore the last time to get a couple of books. Yes, I went there with the mind to get up to about, I think, 10 to 15 copies of books of different types that I needed. I only got just three of those books, and I ended up buying the ones that I wasn't ready, preparing to buy because I did not get what I needed. Of course, when you go on Amazon, you can get a lot of these books. Yes, you can get them, but then sometimes payment gateway can also be a challenge. But you have to keep trying if you really want to break the barrier. You have to keep trying to navigate. You can also have a US bank account and all of that to navigate this space. But a regular person will not do that. Okay, a regular person will not do that. People have sent me a lot of DMs. We must begin to look at the challenge that we have in our different communities in this part of the world. A lot of people have sent me DM. Out of every 10 persons that will send me DM, okay, Trade, I want to get this book, I'm not able to get it. I'm like, I don't really share books, I don't do that. I don't share books because they are not my books. The reason we created e-library is to bridge the gap or gaps between some of these people that are looking out for this. So when we have access to them, we just put them there. And most of you cannot even download them. You just go there and read them. Okay. So when they reach out and they're like, oh, Trade, I need you, I say, go on Amazon and buy. That's where they sell books. And some people will be like, Coach Faith, where do you want me to get dollars to buy books on Amazon? And it's really funny, guys. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Maybe you find your way around it. Maybe go on Google and check because people are lazy. If you go on Google, there are a lot of books you can find for yourself, right? There are a lot of books on independent websites. I will not begin to do that research for you. But if you're really interested in having access to them, the only people I'm mandated to do that for are members of my community, right? I do that. I first of all started doing it for myself before I started sharing with members of my community. Okay. Eze says, please, which of the app is good for us who use Android phone? You can use any of these apps that I have been talking about. I use an Android phone as well. I've been talking about different apps, Adobe Reader, Pocket Reader app, PDF Reader. If you want to do audio, you can do YouTube. There are a lot of, if you just type the title of the book on YouTube, okay, you type the title of the book on YouTube, you're going to get tons of videos on YouTube talking about um, the book where you see audiobooks. So you can get access to that. There are also a lot of platforms that I may not want to mention here, so they don't flag my video. Okay, so so that is it. Also ensure you join our Telegram community. So we'll try and be sharing some of this information there. I think that would be better, right? If you're not on our Telegram community, check the link in this description and join us. Okay, so Jemima uses Pocket Reader app. You can check out Pocket Reader app. Some of these apps, they are applicable to both iOS and Android. Yes, they are applicable to all of them. Yeah. Gemma uses Pocket Reader app. It's a great one. I've used it on the laptop before. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. Just that I read once in a while on my laptop. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. So some of you can also become very innovative in this space. It's just that we're not looking here a lot. But if you love reading and you don't understand, you don't really like the navigations, the fonting and the formatting and all the rest that you get from e-readers, the truth is ebooks have come to stay. Whether you like it or not, it's a revolution. It has come to stay. All right. That looks like a rhyme. It has come to stay. So the earlier you realize how to navigate it, the better for you because you go to the in the part of the world you are in. If you're an African like me, you discover that most of these books you cannot see them in the bookstore. I'm telling you, you cannot see them except for some once one in a thousand bookstore, maybe in special locations, or possibly you go to the libraries. But sometimes when you are looking for recent copies, libraries may not have them updated, right? Yes, that's what I'm saying, Jemima. They are not available. So that's why we maybe you want to read some articles and all of that. So so you can build depth in your space. You need that. So accessibility is also another thing. Okay, it's also another advantage of an e-reader. It is what? Accessible. It is accessible. Okay, it is accessible. We have features like text to speech. If I'm reading on my laptop, like the Microsoft Edge, it has text to speech feature. So I can decide, I do some weird stuff. I can decide to connect it to a speaker. How many of you know those smaller speakers, mini speakers? I can connect my laptop to a speaker and I'm listening. So I do that also. So you can also adjust the font of an e-reader application. You can use it to adjust the font of whatever you are reading, especially for those that are dyslexic. People that are dyslexic, they find it very difficult to read in lines. Yes, they find it difficult to flow well. So if they can increase the font of whatever it is they are reading, it will help them. They can also change the background colors. That's the beauty with an e-reader. Some e-readers, there was this e-reader I was using one time. I forgot the name. Such a beautiful e-reader, but I didn't like it for some of the features. But I love the fact that I could change colors. I could use different colors, okay? Because it helps for people who have visual impairments. Visual impairment, all right? They may find it very difficult to utilize it. So let me share with you all some alarming statistics before we round off. Now you can also ask your questions, okay? So that I can address them. So according to research, there's an increasing adoption of ebooks. People are still fighting it. I know they are fighting it not because they they don't want ebooks. They are fighting it because they are not readers. Because if you are doing something, if you are utilizing a tool or whatever, you will look out for avenue to see how it works, right? A 2021 research center survey found that 30% of Americans have read a lot of ebooks in the past years, and it has really grown to a whooping percent of 1.1 billion. All right, 1.1 billion. People are buying ebooks. People are buying ebooks. Even during the pandemic, the COVID-19 also was a major sort of propeller to that effect, because a lot of people started increasing their ebook consumption. Okay, because when they were locked down, bookstores were also locked down, so there was no avenue to go out and buy books. Where will you buy it from? So people started reading ebooks. So a lot will still happen. So e-reading apps, reading applications, they are cool. They will help you with a range of features for convenience, for accessibility, so that you can continue to advance. So utilize it. Don't just open your book and you are off you go. You look at the features that are there. Some of us don't look at features. When you see some menu buttons and all of that, it means that there are more features that you can access that can help you, you know, integrate some of the key lessons on a deeper level. So reading motivational has been interesting, guys. Has it not been interesting? For those of you that have missed out on any of our sessions, please do well to go back and listen to all that we've done so far. Okay? Usually in the Readers Public show like this, every Friday show where we come together to have conversations around reading, books, personal development, and so much more. You always see my face, but today you're not able to see my face. You know, this every day is not Christmas. So today is not Christmas. That's why you're not seeing my face. Hopefully next week you're gonna see my face. But then ensure that you always show up in our sessions like this so that you can learn. I believe you've gleaned a lot of ideas today that you will go ahead and implement. We try as much as possible not to do more than the 1 hour mark so that we can all go and rest as well. Okay, but then I would love you to join us on our Telegram community. The link is in this description so that you can be a part of all that is going on in the reading community. We've also got a lot coming on board for the month of June. Happy the month of June in advance. Let me be the one to celebrate you first. Yeah, 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 yeah. Happy the month of June entering in advance. Yes, it was like yesterday we started off this year. You see how time flies. If you're not reading now, we're going to get to December and you'll be like, oh my God, how did I get here? Why have I not been reading? Why have I not been keeping up? This is the time for you to make the decision. All right. This is the time for you to make the decision that I want to take my personal transformation to the next level. All right. I want to grow. I want to build capacity. Okay. I want to build capacity for my next level. Okay. If you want to subscribe to any of our programs, also send me a DM. There's a link in this description for you to work with me. If you want to work with me as your coach, you want to join our Leaders Book Club community, there's just so much that we have in the system. Ensure you send a DM through the link in the description so that we can have a proper conversation. We can direct you. So it's been fun and effortless. And I believe right now you are well equipped to be able to take your reading to the next level so that you can navigate your vision, the vision of the author of every book that you're reading, minding your gap, setting clear goals. In fact, there was a week we talked about goal setting. We looked into the SMART framework. I think that was 2 weeks ago. We looked into the SMART framework, the complete model, the complete methodology, how to navigate from the place of specificity to the place of measurability, attainability, realistic. In fact, my most interesting day was the day we spoke about minding your gap. Yes, minding your gap. Really, we're going to see how we put all of this content together in a book to really help us. Somebody is asking, helping give some other. We have said we have an e-library. Easy. Is that easy? Yes. So send us a DM and we'll take it up from there. Okay. Happy birth month, Messi. Congratulations. That's beautiful. June babies. So until next week, friends, I'm excited that you were here. Even though you did not see me, but you showed up. I believe you've learned a lot. Invite your friends for next week so that we can continue to scale. In fact, you see, I did not give up today, even when the disappointment came unprepared. But I still had to. We've learned a lot today. We've come up with a lot of amazing ideas we want to implement on. That is the beauty of implementation, right? When you implement, it brings a lot of joy and fulfillment. Please go ahead and continue to implement, continue to read, continue to implement the ideas that you're gleaning from books, and your life is going to experience a shift. Have a lovely night rest. Thank you for stopping by. Once again, my name is Faith Michael. Bye for now. Love you all. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Bye.